Hi all. So today we are going to make a connected system and an integration. And for the connected system, we are going to show the Bitcoin current price. So for making an integration, first of all, we have to configure connected system. So let's go to the new, and from here we will make a connected system. And here we will get a lot of options to choose which kind of connector system we are going to make. So now we are going to make a HTTP connection. So we will give the our connected system name as Bitcoin price, and description is, let's leave it logo, we will keep it the default logo only. Base URL. Okay, so this is the URL that I have got from Google, so you can also search in the Google for this URL. So I am going to use the same URL here as well. And since it is a free URL, we don't need to do any authentication method. Various other authentication methods are available, but for this one we don't need any authentication at all. So after let's trying to create. Okay, so now our we will keep the default security. Now once our connector system has been made, now it's set up. So now we will go and create our integration. So let's go and create our integration, and it is saying like which is there any connector system or not. So obviously we have made our connector system already. So this is our Bitcoin price, and here we will name it get Bitcoin price. So this is how we have named it, and in description we can write to get Bitcoin price. So now let's click on create. So now our integration has been ready. So here we can see the default settings has already been made by Appian. For example, this is the connector system that we have configured just now, and base URL is this one. Relative path, in for this URL we don't need to do any relative paths at all. It will just show us the current price only. We don't need any input for that. We are not going to configure any relative path. And this is a get method. So various other methods are there, get, post, put. So get method it is using, and query parameters, we don't need any query parameters. And now let's try to test our integration. So let's click on test request, and you can see the integration is success. And here we can get all these values, but this value is currently like it is in JSON. Okay, so now we will convert the JSON value to the Appian value. So let's try to click on the convert JSON, and now let's try to test again. So now you can see the values are here. Now we will use the integration in our interface, and we will try to show the current price of the Bitcoin. So here you can see here in the success is true. So after success, so it is like in the Appian value what is actually happening. So you can see here Appian value, it has been connected. So in result, so every value is stored on the result. After result, these headers are there, in the body is there. So after result we have to go to body. In body we can find various different values, like time is there, some disclaimer is there, BPI. So in the BPI our USD value, Great Britain pound is there, euro is there. So we will try to use the same in our interface. So I have already created this one. Okay, so this is our blank interface. Now let's try to use it. So to make it a bit okay, now we will use the card header layout. And how to add, so let's try to put a column layout. We will put a column layout. In the column layout we will put a card layout, and in this card layout let's write it what we can say is this is the card layout, and here we will use rich text, even rich text display field, and in the value we will write it bank rich text icon. Oh sorry, not icon, we will use bank rich text item. and in the text let's try to use Bitcoin price. So now, and we want it to be in center, so let's align it, and in alignment we will write it center. Now it is in center, and let's try to in the size style. Okay, okay, the style we will give it strong, and the size. So size will keep it what is, let's try to keep it medium plus. Okay, yeah, Bitcoin price is fine. After this let's try to use one more section layout here, and here we will display our three values. So what I want to do here is I want to display the Bitcoin price value is in all three values, US dollar as well, and pound and euro as well. So first card layout will be for our US dollar, second card is for our uh, pound, and third is for our euro. Similarly we will configure these three as well. Now let's try to quickly configure that. So this contents is okay. Abang rich text display field, in the value we will write it Abang rich text item, and in the text we will write it USD. Okay, let's write it USD, and we will keep it in the align it in the center. We will align it in the center, and let's try to increase the size as well. So we will increase the size to medium. Okay, and the same contents whatever we have used here is we will copy the same content here, and okay, not this one, we will copy the rich text display field, will copy it and change the value there. So let's copy and paste for this as well, and this is our Great Britain pound. Okay, so here, and let's copy the same thing here as well, and this is our euro. This is our euro. Now our base is ready. Now what we will do, now our integration is ready. Now the question is how to call the integration in our UI. So for that what we will do is we can make a local variable and call our integration here only. Okay, we will create a local variable, and in our local variable let's say local bank Bitcoin price we will name it. And what is how to call this integration, so with the help of rule bang ys underscore if we write, so you can see here this is our integration, so we can call it here. Now our integration value is called. So now if you see here in our local variable, all the values whatever we see here, all these value will be visible here as well. All those value will be visible here as well. So in the result, first of all we have to go to result, then headers is not important for us, body. So in the body we can see the BPI, in the BPI we can see the different values and their prices as well. So now let's try to use it in our interface. First of all let's go to US dollar. So let's try to go to US dollar. So this is the value we have used here, and again okay, let's try to keep it like this one. Okay, and here again we will use Abang rich text. Okay, Abang rich text item. Okay, and the value. What will be the value for our rich text? Not value, sorry, text. Yeah, what will be the text value? So it should represent this value in US dollar. Now the question arises, if you see, it follows like a tree structure. We have to go first this step, then this, then body, then BPI, then US. Finally we will reach it to here. Now let's try to go one step by step. So if we call our local bank Bitcoin price, and first of all where we have to go, first of all we have to go to first of all we will go to, if you see here, everything stored in here is result. So first step is our result. Let's go to result. Now after that, let's ignore the this error for some time. After this result we can find where we have to actually go. So after result you can see body. So in body everything is present. Okay, now let's go to body dot body, body dot. After body, if we see where we have to go, this time we don't care. Now we have to go to every detail is present in our BPI. So let's go to dot BPI. Now dot, after BPI where we have to go, USD in capital letters. Let's write as it is, dot USD in capital letters we have written. And now what we want to denote the rate here. Okay, so rate we have to go. So dot rate. So now let's try to, so if you see here our rate has automatically come and it is just like this. So we will use character 10 to give an enter after the first characters. Okay, and here we will increase the size as well. So Bitcoin price size we will give it large. Okay, so size will give it large, and let's try to give the style as style we will give it strong. If you see these values, and this if you see here the dollar symbol also we can do it. So to, if you want to give a dollar symbol, so just use the dollar here. So there is a dollar function available. So if we use the dollar function, it will give us the dollar values. Okay, yeah, now what we want to do, we'll copy the same thing again to our next item as well. So from character 10 we have configured this, so we will configure the same from the character 10 to this rich text, and we will just edit our values. So this is the Great Britain pound one. Okay, so what we will do here is let's make it a list of items. To make it list, let's give the curly braces and now comma and then fine. So let's see the other values is also representing, but this is a pound symbol. So let's see pound is there or not. Yeah, pound is also there. So now it is in pound. After that let's try to give the same for this one. So this rich text will make it a list here, and after the list we'll give a comma and then same. And here what we will do is, here we want to give euro. It's euro. Yes, euro is there. Fine. Okay, one more thing is we have copy pasted, so everything has the same value. If you see here, everything has the same value exactly. Now we will change our values. So okay, now first is US dollar, second is also US dollar. These rates are of US dollar only. So what we want to do is, first step we have gone to US dollar. So if after the BPI US dollar is done, now we want in the pound value. So we have to go to BPI and then we have to go to rate. So let's go to BPI. First one is done, so we will go to BPI, and after the BPI we have to go to GBP. So instead of USD we will write GBP dot rate. So now you can see here the rate has been now changed. So here and there, okay, values is there. Now euro is also there. So what we will do is to go to the euro, what is written there, we will go to now euro. From BPI we will go to EUR. So we will go to EUR and then rate. So in euro as well the values has now came. Okay, so now our values are ready. Now after this what we want to design it, if you see here, every time there is not a single option to refresh the values. They are all static values and there are no option in the UI as well to get the current value. So what can we can do for this purpose is we can add a refresh button, so that whenever we refresh it the values will automatically change. So to add a refresh button, let's add a rich text here. Here we want to add the refresh button. Now let's go into our expression mode, and in our expression mode just after the Bitcoin price we have put a rich text display field. This is ours. So here we want to add a rich text icon. Okay, in the rich text icon we will use a refresh icon. Okay, so if you see, this refresh icon has came, and we will want to align this to the we will align it to the left. Left supports it not it. Okay, we will align it to the right side. So if you see here, there is our display field, and what we will do is we will create a link for this field. So we will use the link as well. Okay, so link, how to make link? So we will use dynamic link for that, a bank dynamic link, and we will use the save into. So where we want the value to be saved, we want the value to be saved in if you see here, local bank Bitcoin price, because our integration is stored here. So now you can see our link is ready, but when we click on link, we are getting an error. So what we actually, our use case is, when we click on link, then our value should get refreshed. So we can, instead of directly mapping our local variable to this rule, we can use a refresh variable and then map it. So we will use the refresh variable here, a bank refresh variable, and let's in the refresh variable first argument is value. So in value we will give it this. Now our value is ready. So now in the link field what we will do is will use the save into. Okay, we'll use save into feature, a bank save. Okay, and the link is where we want to, the target is our local bank Bitcoin price, and what is the value we want to save? Every time we want to save the integration value. So rule bank ys underscore Bitcoin price. Every time we want the integration value to be passed. Let's see now the link is working fine or not. So if you see here, yeah, our link is working fine. 906 is currently the value. It has not changed. If we don't want the refresh button, so instead of that we can add some refresh parameter as well. So there is some refresh interval as well, we can add it, not refresh after refresh interval is there. So in refresh interval, if you see 0.5 means around 30 second to 60 second we can give a value, but I guess a refresh button will work more in this use case. It will be more suitable for this use case. So now if you see here, the values will change. 921 it has changed. Let's see what other values are there we can show. So if you see here, this disclaimer is showing there. Now let's try to show this disclaimer in our UI as well. So for that what we will do is we will try to add a rich text here, and in the rich text we will show the disclaimer value. Now let's go to expression mode. Our last rich text is there, and now a bank rich text. Okay, spelling mistake. A bank rich text item, and in the text what we want to do is, so now first of all we will call our integration value, that is Bitcoin price. Now after calling that, where we have to go? So let's close everything. So first of all we have to go to result. So dot result dot result dot. After result, if we see, if we go to body, so everything is present in the body. So we will go to body, body body dot After body there is time, so we don't need the time. After directly, if you see here, this line follows. So after body directly disclaimer is after only, so this disclaimer we can write it directly. So dis disclaimer, yeah. So now you can see, yeah, you can see disclaimer is there. And let's try to add some what you say, an icon here as well. Aiming rich text icon, we will add it, and let's give it comma. And what is the icon? We will add info icon. So info circle. Okay, so now info circle is there. There is some space after that. Okay, so after it will add a bit of a space. Now is, and we will style, we will keep it in italic. For italic we can use emphasis. Okay, so now our integration is well ready. So here we can change the price of the integration every time we can see it. Okay, so this is how we can create an integration object and use in our UI directly. So let me know if you want any other videos. Thank you for watching.